Yeah, but ours, I don't know what, because ours looks the same, so it's very strange.
Good morning, and it is a good morning because guess what? It's time for Enchanted Autumn.
Woo-hoo!
We're so excited about that. Teresa's cheering, and Teresa's here today, and it's a double fun day because Jennifer's here also.
Hello.
Yippee! And this is the first day of our brand new exclusive collection just for Memory Bound called Enchanted Autumn. And it's something we designed to help celebrate our 20th anniversary, which is coming up October 1st. And I love this right here. It's a gathering of beautiful fall floral designs for creating delightful paper projects. So, and today Teresa's here, and she's going to show us what she made with the project, and so is Jennifer. And then we have a few new items that we'll show you. I guess I want to make a couple announcements first while we're getting started. First of all, happy anniversary to my husband, Doug. Oh. He probably isn't watching, but in case he is, by some slight chance, happy anniversary, Doug.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, I'm willing to go another year if you are, if he is. So that's what we do. We renew every year. And then another announcement is it's Diana's birthday today. So happy birthday to Diana, who's not here, and she might be watching. A better chance than my husband. But anyway, we're so excited. We developed this collection called Enchanted Autumn a few months ago, and it's got a coordinating paper pack. Teresa's showing us. It's got 5 colors, 2 of each.
There's a little green showing.
A little green showing. There's some gold, some purple, some great fall colors that Janet actually picked the colors out to coordinate with the papers. And do you have a pack open, Teresa, that we could just show real quick? Teresa's got the paper pack. Or is this your scraps?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of pretty things. Let's see. Oh, look at. So you have some cut aparts that are pretty cool that I know a lot of people used, a lot of staff used for their cards. And it's got, ooh, that's my favorite green.
Lots of texture and cut aparts.
It's got lots of florals. It's got fun things like for scrapbooking that you can put.
Oh, and we're going to see, Jennifer's going to show us that.
Yep. Did I show the back? That's the same color.
So it's got a lot of good grunge, coordinating grunge. And I love that floral.
Yeah, I really like the grunge. There's some leaves. I made some cards too, so that I've got a little piece. Oh, I really like this piece. I'm kind of hoarding this one.
If you go on here on Facebook, we have a photo album. And it's got all the staff projects in there. I hope it has them all. We tried to get them all. And you can see all the different projects that they made. And a big shout out and applause to all of our wonderful staff members because they really came through. And today is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's a good tip, very good tip. So if you're interested in the Enchanted Autumn, it does come with a die. And Jennifer used the die today. Thanks, Teresa. There's the die set from Sizzix. It's a Lisa Jones die. And Jennifer actually used the die today. And I don't know, I'm not sure if Teresa did, but we're going to come back and find out. So let's start with Jennifer. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. It's a super special day. And Dawn and I would also like to give a shout out to Janet because Janet coordinated all the staff projects and what we needed to order for those projects. And so Janet, thanks for keeping us organized. We love it. We love it. Now, Jennifer, you have a card and a layout to show us, if I remember correctly.
Very simple, yes.
I love it.
It was kind of in my non-creative phase.
Oh, I think it's very creative.
I just wasn't feeling
it's creative.
Very creative. So they're very simple.
I love it.
So for the card, very simple. I used some cardstock, coordinating cardstock. And the background paper is this sheet, and I just cut and used a corner that had more kind of looking texture in it.
So okay.
So I just cut and used that part of the paper. And the die was Tim Holtz Wildflower Stems.
There's the wildflower stems.
That's the first, and we have some others too. We have a number 2.
They always
and
look great,
Yeah.
great together.
Together.
Those are wonderful dies, and I love how you put them in the pots.
And I did use the pots and come to find out that the pots are discontinued. But any vase or a pot or his new ones that to me look like a barrel, you could group all the flowers in it.
Absolutely.
And I used just more paper from the pack and cut out my little pots, vases, and inked around them in a brown, any brown that you like. And I did a little black soot too. I kind of distressed around the edge and just inked around my things just to make it stand out a little more. And I did rip right there.
I like the rips, Jennifer. Those are great.
So, and this pot right here, I cut out.
Did you make that from cardstock?
It is
then?
cardstock.
Okay.
It's just one of the coordinating cardstocks. And then I used crackle accent and put all over it. So it just gave it some texture because it was,
Well, Jennifer,
just
when
cardstock.
you do that, do you let it air dry?
I do. I
Is that
do
better
it,
to air
and
dry it?
I set it aside for like overnight,
So
I
you don't put
touch
your arm in it?
Oh yes, or I'll touch it and I'll smear it, and then you got to start over.
Those flowers look really cute in those pots. And Tim does have a new dye, flower pots. Not sure on the name, but number 2.
Is it 2? Yeah. I think
Yes.
it's 2.
And
Yeah.
that's a good one.
And then let's see, the sentiment was from our sheet. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
cut out the thinking of you, and I just cut it to make it look like a banner.
Yes, one of the papers has
Yeah,
lots of
it
good
has
little
lots of-
titles for
Oh
cards
yes,
and
any
things.
of those.
That was done purposely.
And I think I inked around it too, maybe. Probably because when you
Yeah.
cut it, then you get your white
So
edges.
you cut it out and then put a little notch on the end.
Yes.
And then it's popped up.
Yes, I did a lot of. I popped up the middle vase, and I popped that up, and
And Jennifer, I think the other tip is to leave your flowers loose. I noticed that you didn't glue them down,
they're-
you kind of left them loose, and that's really kind of a fun thing.
they're just glued on their little stems down here. So
They said if this is what you create when you're not feeling creative, ...
okay, well,
Look out.
kind of.
Jennifer's very creative.
I kind of have moments, you know.
Unfortunately, she has 2 other jobs, so we don't get her as much
Yeah.
in the wintertime.
All right. So then
Okay.
here was my layout, and I had not done any pictures of my daughter's senior pictures or any layouts of it. So this was she did it in the fall with the colors, so I thought that was very nice. Kind of went with it, and I used this sheet and just used the coordinating cardstock. And Tim Holtz's those are his dies for his alphabet. His first one he came out with.
So you
don't
could
remember.
use any
Any
little,
little alphabet.
die
Yeah.
right there, or stickers. You could use
Yep.
stickers.
Yep, and that's a sign, so I put class of 2020 on it.
Now, you did some other unique things here that I had not even thought about.
And these flowers down here, I used our die, so it has the green leaf, and then used the different flower dies. And I just cut them out of a piece of paper that we have in there, just to get the color off the flowers that are printed on the paper.
Let me zoom in on that so you can
So
see.
yeah, it's all.
So they're not just solid paper. So that makes
No.
them really blend in with this design
Yes.
on the bottom of the little
Yeah,
signpost.
and I wanted a little dimension on it, something, and I like the flowers that were down here, but I wanted to use the die, so I thought, well, I'll cut out the
like it.
flowers out of the flowers on the paper, so it coordinates. and-
Very clever, clever,
Yeah.
clever. Janet loves how you did that.
That was a little inspiration.
Have you tried the crackle on real glass? Diana's asking.
Oh,
I don't think
No.
I have, but if anybody has, please speak up and let us know.
but don't you? You know, although I can't remember what I used. Tim did one thing, and I used it on his little jars for Halloween, where you alcohol inked them and turned them brown or orange or whatever color you want. Then I wonder if it was because they're all crackly. So I don't know if it was this I put
so
on
we
it.
think maybe you
I
can.
wonder. I don't see why you couldn't.
We think you can. So if you've tried it, chime
Yeah.
in and let us know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would think so. And then I use some little gem things in the middle of my flowers.
There's the little honeybee
Yeah.
gem, and those are the black ones.
Yep.
And you get them in all kinds of colors, and you get 300 for, is it $4.99 or
Yeah,
$4.99?
that's a lot.
300 gems.
And then
It's really cute, Jennifer.
I just use plain black cardstock that we have. And then this outer paper is distressed and inked. And this paper is from the collection pack. So,
And a very cute daughter, if I must say so.
thank you. So yeah, there's my
I
simple
think
layout.
you forgot one other thing.
What?
Your stamping.
Oh my gosh.
This was a wow for me. I didn't,
See, I forgot it. It just
I
kind
didn't know
of
Jennifer did this.
kinda
and after
blends
I
in.
saw it, I really love it. I totally love it.
Well, I had the picture sitting on here, and it's kind of, I won't say plain, but you know, they just sat there. And I wanted something more in the background. So I used a background stamp. And the paper is a little kind of glossy. And I used one of Tim's Any Color Brown, one of his distress inks.
And you stamped
And
all
I
over.
stamped it, and I let it sit overnight because I thought, was it going to dry?
And it did
And
dry?
it dried. I just stamped it very lightly, set it aside overnight, and came back kind of with my finger and did this a little bit to see if it was going to smudge. But it didn't.
And it was just fine.
Yeah.
And the stamp she used was Reflections from Tim Holtz. And it's got 3 different choices of backgrounds. Or if you have a background stamp at
Oh,
home,
yeah.
you could use whatever.
Yeah.
But I love that. I didn't realize you had done that, Jennifer,
See,
till this morning.
It's so light that, see, I kind of forgot even.
I know,
Yeah.
but it adds a lot.
It does. It does.
So you did the background stamp. You roughed up the edges of the mats.
Inked them.
You punched the flowers out of the other paper so it matched. Did your inking. Added your gems.
Yeah.
Oh my. Jennifer, I
Simple,
think
but-
that's wonderful. Lots and lots of heart. People love it. Oops. Oops. Okay, hang on a second. Hang just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I got to be really careful when I'm doing this. Jennifer, that was amazing. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing.
Thank
Teresa's
you.
applauding you and getting lots of hearts.
Oh yeah,
lots
but
of
wait
hearts
till
and
you
thumbs
see
up.
Teresa's.
and way to kick us off for Enchanted Autumn. We've been so
Simple,
excited
cute.
about this day. And you know what? I think your shirt even kind of,
Blue penny.
I don't know if you dressed for the occasion, but I think
Oh, I
your
kind of do
purple
match.
kind of goes with all
fall
the fall
colors.
It does. It does. Jennifer, great job.
Thank you.
Someone said very elegant with lots of surprises. So if you're just joining us, today is our first day for the Enchanted Autumn collection. And we're going to be showing projects each morning. Golly, I think it's through the couple days after the holiday, couple days after Labor Day. So September 7th, 8th, whatever that is. And just to let you know, if you're wondering who's doing what, Teresa's getting her microphone here. If you go online to memorybound.com and go to our calendar, it lists each day who's going to be here and what projects they're working on. And then the last day, we have several staff members that can't be here. So the last couple days, Dawn and I will show all of their projects. So we're going to move from Jennifer now right to Teresa.
Okay, yay. And I have a special announcement before we start. We have to say happy retirement to Ruth Wagner, and that she is supposed to enjoy some tippy cow. So happy retirement, Ruth.
We know exactly who Ruth is, so happy
Yeah.
retirement. Oh my gosh.
That's exciting.
That is great. Great, great, great.
Yeah.
And Janet also mentioned that we have blog posts for each of the projects. So
Okay.
Janet's going to be blogging for us also. So
All
if
right.
you can get details and
Yeah, and you'll probably have to take some pictures because I brought an extra project today that wasn't on the website.
that's okay. We'll add it to our photo album on Facebook.
Yeah, so I did some paper crafting, and then next week I did some cards. So I know normally I do cards on Monday, next Monday, but today I have some paper crafting projects that I was going to show you. And really these are just Pinterest inspired, with the Enchanted Autumn paper is also an inspiration. So the first thing that I
Teresa,
did... Yeah.
sorry, squirrel moment. We just have one question. No, you're good. We have one question for Jennifer about the edges of here. Did you sand your edges on your, or did you use the distress?
I use the Tim Holtz's little distress thing
Okay, so
for all around here.
yeah.
Yes, I just.
All right, so she used the
distressed and then
distress
inked.
tool. The distress tool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, and Peggy said she stayed awake for your demo, Jennifer.
Oh.
All right. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, wake up, Peggy. Stay here.
Don't fall asleep now.
Okay, well, the first project that I made was this little votive holder, I guess you would call it. And this is just, I'll turn it on, you know, one of those fake votives. You probably don't want to do a real one. But I used the Tree Rings Mini, and I just love this. This is one of those dies that has an embossing folder with it. And Tim used to have a big one. That's discontinued, but the mini is now available, and that's $24.99, which is a good price because you get a Bigs and you get the embossing folder. And I just love this size because it's perfect for an A2 card.
Oh, there you've got it. I was going to say that way.
Yeah, I've got it, and I'm going to show how it works. So that's what I started with my base for my votive holder. And you can see the layers. So what I did is I actually cut it out of some chipboard. So I just had some regular old chipboard that I cut it out of, and because it's a Bigs, it'll go right through it like butter. And I just layered those together, and then I really inked up the edges. And then for the top piece, I just cut one out of cardstock, and then I inked it up with the gathered twigs paper. So I'm going to show you how that works. So you start with the Bigs, and you just use your paper and you layer it with your two pieces there. And you know, even if you're cutting this from chipboard, it's just going to cut it just right out, just like that. So there's the big one that I used, and then you take your embossing folder.
Yeah, how do you line it up, Teresa?
I usually, that little notch is for me the one, and I just line it up, and it fits perfectly. You can't see it, but there's a little ridge there maybe, and it just fits right in there. And you close your embossing folder, and so it's perfect on there. And then you flip that open to the number 1. And you're
So
just
Teresa,
going to run
open
it
the
through.
first tab for embossing.
The first tab. And it's going to emboss.
This is a
And there you have your tree ring.
die embossing folder combination that
Yeah.
you use quite a bit on other projects too, Teresa.
Yeah, I think it's a good, I mean, you can use this in fall, in Christmas. It's just really masculine cards. It's a really versatile die, so it's a go-to for me. And so I like to ink the edges, so you can see how it inks up really nicely. You could use wood grain paper with it if you wanted an even more woody look for it.
Here's the chipboard layers
Yep.
that she did, and then there's the top that she just cut out for us.
And it's easy to line up. Again, I just go with that little notch. Oh, I think I have it upside
I'm
down.
guessing they did that on purpose.
Yeah. So I didn't emboss the chipboard pieces. You can see my base piece there, how it's just flat. So I just cut out those, and then I just cut one solid or one paper one, and then I glued that on top, and I inked it up really well. And then what I did is I used the wreath, the funky wreath, which I also think is a must-have in your stash. And I use this one a lot on cards, but this one was perfect for my base, then to put my flowers on top of. And it also has little extra pieces. I can dump mine out here and show you. So it comes with extras. So there's the wreath with the sticks, and then it has other little sticks that cuts out little pieces. So I just cut those out and then just kind of stuck them around my wreath randomly.
So it's like the perfect diameter for the...
Yep, it fit right on there. And then I just stuck these other pieces in. And the leaf one has extra leaf pieces. You can do the same thing with that. So that's kind of a fun die. And then for the flowers on there, I use the funky foliage. And this is my favorite fall die that Tim has right now. He came out with some new ones this weekend, but I really like this mushroom and the acorn, one of my favorites. And then they've got some sunflowery flowers and some really nice green foliage.
So that's these flowers
Yep,
here.
that's the flowers. And I just cut those out of the paper pack, the Enchanted paper pack. And what I really like about the paper pack is, you know, if you cut it out of cardstock, it looks fine. But you can see that when you cut it out of that pattern paper, it just adds a little dimension because of the
Maybe the texture, the color, the
yeah,
pattern,
the color,
pattern.
the pattern on the paper. And then I inked it with gathered twigs a little bit, but it, you know, you don't really have to do anything to it, just because you don't have to stamp on it or anything, because it has that texture on the paper that you can see. So it doesn't look like just plain
Doesn't
flowers.
look like cardstock. That's a good point. I like that.
That's how I really like that. So that's my little votive.
Love it, Teresa.
Yeah. And you can get those votives anywhere, you
I
know.
think the dollar store has them.
Yeah. Just whatever size fits perfectly on there.
Very cute. Are you going to show us your other?
Yes. So then, because it was an anniversary, I decided Don and Kelly needed some flowers.
Oh my gosh.
And so this is also from Pinterest that I saw. And this is very simple. And it was a lot of fun. And
They're very neat. They're a wow when you look at them.
yeah. And so I just put it in my mason jar here and tied twine around it. And then, so what I started out with.
Those are real sticks.
Those are real sticks from my yard, yes. So we don't sell those here. Gathered twigs, yes. I use the gathered twigs.
Oh my gosh, those are real gathered twigs.
Yes,
I
real
hope Maggie's
gathered
watching.
twigs, yes. So what I did is I just cut some circles out of some of the solid papers. Even the pattern papers you could use if you wanted a little bit more color. But I cut 2 circles, and you guys have lots of circle dies probably, but if you want bigger ones, this one's really big. It's even bigger than that's about a 6-inch circle, I think. So this one is from Creative Expressions, and it's $34.99, and even has the faux stitching. So
that would be fun.
Yeah, then what
really
I did is I got another circle from one of your infinity sets, and it's about 1 inch, maybe a little bit less, smaller than my big circle. And then I just cut some batting, a little bit smaller than my circle. And I did, you know, you can ink the edge of this if you want a little bit. Just ink a little bit.
Looks like you did on these.
Yeah. And then the other thing I did is
I'm kind of into sunflowers this year. I don't know why, but
I took my stencil, and this is
it's the halftone.
Halftone THS006. Just because I felt like it needed a little bit more for the middle of my sunflowers. You know how the sunflowers have the seeds in there, so I kind of wanted to give it that look. So I added a little bit.
I didn't even realize
you probably did.
I didn't even realize you had done that, Teresa.
Yeah, it's not really dark. You could go darker if you want. That's not showing up very well on the orange. Maybe my ink is a little dry.
You might need to re-ink it while you're here
I probably
today.
need to re-ink. Maybe I need a better brush. There you can see it a little bit. So anyhow, you can probably see them better on the other ones. So, I got to get this out of here. I got to switch machines.
You brought your sewing machine,
So I brought my
Teresa?
sewing machine
Oh
today.
my gosh, Teresa, that's so sweet.
And you know what I did is I just stuck this down. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. I didn't even glue it. I just held it. And you can see, like on this one, I just went randomly around the edge a couple times. But then I decided I wanted a little bit different, so I put the zigzag on. And I really like the zigzag better, so I did those. But you can do whatever. Here's one you can see really well. See, I even used green. I ran out of yellow.
It works. They all
Cutting
look,
my paper up, yes.
they all look good together.
So I've got my zigzag on. Let's see if I can get my foot pedal the right way. And I've got my batting under there.
I had no idea she brought her machine today. Did you know that, Jennifer?
And I just stuck it on there, and we're just going to go around.
So you could put a little adhesive on it if you were unsure.
Yeah, you could. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just going in it. Whoa! Back to the edge. No one's even going to notice if you go off the edge or miss a little bit. Oh, and the other thing is I left a hole.
Oh yeah, leave a hole for the stick. Here, I'll show that
for
right
the
here.
stick, yes.
Did you almost not leave a hole
I
today?
almost not left a hole.
And I bet you brought an extra stick in too.
Yes, I did. I've got a stick.
Oh my gosh.
So you can just cut those strings off. And then look what I have. I have a 20. I'm just going to stick this on. This is the 20th anniversary, isn't it, Kelly?
And she's using the countdown numbers from
Yes.
Holtz on my list. They're 1 7/8 inch tall, so they're nice and big.
Yeah.
Perfect for these sunflowers.
And I already inked these. Just going to overlap them a little bit. There you go. All right, so then how did I make the sunflowers? I just took my scissors and I just cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect again. Just don't snip your sewing. So I just went an inch or so. Just depends on how big your circles are, really.
And Teresa,
How
you
big
saw
your
this on
petals are.
Pinterest?
Yeah, I just saw a
Oh,
picture
it's
of
so
it and I'm
cute.
like, I could do that. That's cute. Because I remembered, Kelly, a few years ago, you did a bunch of
I did.
shapes
I
that you
did.
sewed with paper.
I
And
did
that was kind of my
leaves and
inspiration.
pumpkins.
I still have mine and I put them out. I just had some stars for the 4th of July. So then I just kind of ruffled them and then I just kind of inked the edges. And I just kind of did it really roughly because I wanted a little bit of a distress. I like a little bit of a distress look. You could keep them plain if you wanted. And there's a little bit of white or I don't know what's on the back.
Now, you know what? Kathy suggested that would be a good prize ribbon also.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Ooh, with that new prize ribbon blue that Tim has.
Yes.
The new ink color.
Well, and plus the state fair's going on right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you're
having the
going to the
best
state
weather.
fair, we have some great die cuts. We have the
Ooh.
corn dog, and we have food. It's food on a stick or memories on a stick die cut. All kinds of things. We have a whole section on our
And what
online
about the
store under
album?
themes. Dawn made a countdown album or an ABC album
Yeah.
for the fair, and that product will be arriving soon.
Oh, it's not ready yet.
And then Beth said it could be a baseball.
Oh,
could
yeah,
make a
that'd be
baseball.
fun. All right. Where'd my stick go? Here it is.
Yeah, we're all waiting to see what you do with the stick.
So I just took the stick and just shoved it up there, and I didn't glue
So
it.
you didn't glue it or
I
anything?
could. I was in a hurry, so I didn't, but I'm trying to get it.
Well, Teresa, that was very thoughtful, and I suppose you had to go to the park or something to find sticks.
No, these were in my yard.
They're in your yard?
Seriously. I've got trees in my yard. Looks like I need to. Well, this guy isn't sticking. There. All right.
Okay, so we're adding the 20.
Oh, and then I wanted to tell you about the this is the
Yeah, what is that?
so that is actually fringe from Tim.
Okay.
And you know, this only comes out at Halloween. So hopefully in a month or
Hopefully the
so,
last Saturday, or no, is it next Saturday?
next Saturday.
One of them's stamps and one of them's ideology.
This coming week, I think it's stamps.
Okay, so
So
the
in
last,
2 weeks,
yeah,
he's
in 2
coming
weeks
out with
we'll
his
have the
ideology. And like, I hoard this. I love it.
And you
but
used it on here?
I used it on here.
Oh,
But we
Teresa.
have this, I don't even know what you call it. It's just some ribbon.
We could call it the Teresa sunflower ribbon.
Yes, the
if anybody
sunflower
wants
ribbon.
any.
And so, you know, I would just take some gathered twigs and just rough it up. Ooh, you could rough up the edges a little bit there. And then
So
I just
Teresa
tied
has
it
one tied
around.
around each of the sticks, or a
Yeah.
lot of them, and then she's got the twine tied around the jar.
There.
Oh my gosh, it's really cute. That's
Ta-da,
really cute.
fancy.
I love it.
But a lovely bouquet for 20 years.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, Teresa, that's so cute. Very adorable. So today we had our first day for Enchanted Autumn, and we're going to be showing things each morning for the next like 2.5 weeks. So, and the thing about it is you can see what we've made with Enchanted Autumn, but like a lot of the techniques you can use with other product. Like you can make a vintage candle holder, but with other product to match your colors. You can change out the flowers. You can change out Jennifer's cards, her flowers and things. And so we got Teresa's stuff, and then let's show Jennifer's here again. Here's her card with the vase and the flowers, and she used the crackle, Tim Holtz crackle from Ranger. And then the layout with her really cute daughter, and she's got a cute personality too. I can vouch for that. Graduated during the pandemic.
Yes, that was fun. It was fun.
And this is just the beginnings, but I hope that you've learned lots of different little techniques of how to die cut your flowers off of a pattern paper, how to stamp your background, whether you're using Enchanted Autumn or some other beautiful paper collection. Thank you. Big round of applause for Teresa and Jennifer. Yippee!
Yay, Jennifer.
Thank you, gals. It was a great start to the week. Now we have a couple new products to show. So Teresa, let's show those real quick since you got your microphone on.
Yeah.
The first one, oh, there's something underneath there. Sizzix has this really fun, they call it Surface, and it's a paper pack, and it's cardstock, and it's opulent. And this one came in, and this one's called Festive. And oops, I'm not even showing the paper. Let me watch what I'm doing. So it's got glitter paper and kind of a pearl paper, and you get 60 sheets. And
Yeah, 4 colors: white, hollyberry, mistletoe green, and fir tree.
and
And
how much?
it's $19.99.
$19.99. That's pretty good.
Oh, and then there's a solid. And that one you get 10 colors for $16.99.
And again, you're going to get 60 sheets of cardstock. So that's got a lot of good holiday colors. If you're getting ready for the holidays, that's perfect, perfect, perfect. And then there's a couple other, well, whatever you want to show
Ooh.
next.
Look at that holiday pack.
That's the Wink of Stella, and it's called White Christmas, and it's got your green and your
Red and
probably white. I don't know if it's white or clear.
$18.99.
$18.99 from Wink of Stella. And then we also have this one here that's got your silver and gold and your clear.
Christmas Sparkle, that one's called.
I know there's lots of Wink of Stella fans out there, so here you go. You can get your,
And that's just the clear pack.
now you can get a 3-pack of clear. Janet's watching, and that's one of her go-to. Oh, and Teresa,
Got jingle bells.
those make me happy. We got some
Oh.
new jingle bells in 3 sizes.
Look at those little teeny ones. Those are
Yeah,
so
they're
cute.
really cute.
Oh, we've got pumpkins too. We've got was that for Maggie's
Yeah, she used them in her
thing?
project.
Yeah.
So we have this stuff over here. The Sizzix glitter is in stock now.
That's pretty. $6.99 for that.
It's
I
a
got
really
it
pretty
upside
clear.
down.
I like clear glitter. And then there's 2 different pastes. And one is that the Expanda paste.
Expand-A-Paste for $11.99.
And we're going to be showing that you actually put on and you heat and it kind of puffs up. It'd be great for snow.
For snow.
You could toss some glitter on it while it's wet. And then we have the dimensional paste, which is like texture paste. Sizzix is getting into some new products. They're not just into dyes anymore.
Those are both $11.99.
Okay, and then we've got 3 different Doodlebug paper packs. The 6x6s are back in stock.
Oh, yay. I bought one of these. I need another one.
There you go.
I like the plaid on the back
Nice
of that.
because they're smaller
Yeah, there's
patterns.
flower and plaid, and I really like the small plaid. And then there's the polka dots. What's it called? Sweet dot.
Swiss dot.
Oh, Swiss. I'm reading it
You're
upside
reading
down.
upside down. And then we
dot
have
stripe.
dot stripe.
That's a nice one too. Yeah.
Yeah, we love those.
Can't go wrong with these.
So those are back in stock.
$6.99.
They're the Doodlebug colors that they're famous for.
Yep.
Then
Is this
that's
new?
That's new, yeah. That is a die, and it cuts out the snowflake. So that's really, really pretty. That's, what's it called, Teresa?
Cut out snowflake.
Oh, cut out snowflakes.
For $19.99.
I guess we should have known that. And then here's something very special for Ruth.
Yeah.
We've got
There
the
you go,
officially
Ruth.
retired sticker, and it's got the little buttons on it, the little metal buttons. Let me hold it up so it doesn't glare. So Ruth, officially retired. Congratulations. It's always 5 o'clock. Hello, I'm retired. This would be so cute to put on a card if you were making somebody a retirement card.
$3.49 for that one.
And then there's got a few dies. I don't know if you want to kind of, we got thanks.
Just
Oh, maybe
thanks.
they're all thanks.
Yep, all thanks.
Well, thanks
So
for
the
that.
thanks with the shadow.
And how much is that, Teresa?
$7.49.
$7.49. Okay. And then we've had
Back in
the
stock.
heat tool from Sizzix, and it's back in stock. And Teresa's looking at
$26.99.
$26.99. So I think, oh, we better show these.
Oh.
Diane, these are, I want to say hot off the truck because Diane just checked them in.
Rainbow.
But we
That's
got in the
pretty.
new, well, they're not new. We got in a re-shipment of the glue holder. And this is the Beach Lounger, which you can set your glue in or your Nouveau. And then we've got the little brush holder. I don't know what that's called, but the little brush holder. And the glue holders are in some fun colors.
Football shape.
Oh, that's a football shape. And here, let me turn it this way. It is a football shape when you go like that. And that holds those like life-changing brushes from Picket Fence.
Sure.
And then Jennifer, thank you. She actually is showing us the phone holder. And I think most
That's
of us,
awesome.
2 angles, leaned back or upright more.
and show us the back so we can see.
That's
the,
And
$5.99.
you can stand it this way. And remind them that they're not online. They have to use.
It's
And
a
I
real
love
flat
this.
thing.
I'm concerned because I have one and I can't find it. So I
Oh,
may have to
Jennifer
find-
can't find
I
her, so
love
she's going to
that.
get another one.
I use it all the time.
A lot of people have purchased those phone holders.
Oh.
They're really nice.
They're amazing.
And then the last thing that just came in that Diane checked in are these little markers. And you put those on your brushes, like your life-saving brushes, and then they mark the color that you're using.
Oh.
So they're really
Okay.
cute, and they're $5.99.
And Diane wanted us to remind you that these are not online, that you need to call to purchase these.
Just
Or
call
come
us.
into the store, I guess.
Oh yeah, you could always come into Memory Bound too if you wanted to. And here's another brush holder. And there's another one in there, Teresa. This one is called the Brush Caddy. It's like a stadium. And then there's the round one.
This one.
And there's the round
Oh.
one. So if you want to get organized on your desk and do a better job than I'm doing on my desk, then check those out. They're pretty cool. And I think that's what we got for today, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
Well, everybody, thank you for watching. We're going to be back tomorrow, and Maggie will be here tomorrow, and she will be showing you her Enchanted Autumn mixed media panels that she made. And she also has a new fall kit that you might want to see. So we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30. Thank you, Teresa and Jennifer today. And
Happy
really,
Monday.
really every single Memory Bound staff member, thank you for making Enchanted Autumn a really fun thing with all the projects. So have a wonderful day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Bye.